Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your host, the Queen of Booga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Psychic Sundays Live with your Queen of Booga Booga, Sally Diane, and her wonderful producer. I can see some of you are here. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Cher. Oh, hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. It's so nice to see you for another week. We're going to start out the show by making an announcement in 2 weeks from today, and that would be on July the 10th. I am going to be with my grandson, and we are going to have our wonderful friend Pamela Mahoney right here in the Queen's seat. So that's 2 weeks from now, and we'll tell you more about it next week. But we're pretty happy that she's gracefully agreed to substitute for me. Oh my goodness! Can you see all
I
the people
volunteered, but I
here?
was deemed to not be worthy of sitting in the Queen's seat.
Yeah, he does that now. He does that now. The producer does so much on this show that it just wouldn't be the same thing without him. And so I didn't want him to do it alone. He's just trying to make me feel guilty.
Is it working?
No, sorry.
Oh, let me turn up the Yiddish.
Ruh-roh.
Let me turn up the Yiddish in myself.
Ruh-roh. Okay, everybody, and let me just get back to the start. And first this week is
Well, we're not doing the pick five to start with.
oh,
What's going
I
on?
almost forgot. Oh my
This
goodness.
is your own new segment. You forgot your own segment.
My own segment. I am going to pull out the gypsy cards. And no, we didn't use the gypsy cards for the crush, did we?
I don't
No,
remember.
no.
I don't remember. Isn't that what wasn't? Yeah.
No, the gypsy cards were the pick three.
Okay, so what are you putting in for the crush then?
I think that we should use the tarot.
Children's tarot. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the tarot for kids, and it's a really nice tarot deck. And I think it would be awesome for this week in our crush.
I think you should try to find you a BDSM deck for this question, because they sure are torturing themselves a lot with it.
Okay, well, actually, we do have the Deviant Moon Tarot.
No,
And I don't know whether
it's not deviant enough.
Oh dear. Okay, everybody. So here's the first segment of the show, and this is this week in my crush. I know that there's so many of you that are in the does he care about me? Does he think about me? And where do I stand? And all these other things. So for all of you that are in the crushing phase of their relationship, this is for you. So we'll pick 4 cards. Right, 4 cards.
5.
5. We'll pick 5 cards. Well, complex reading for complex subject. So there's card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Which one's your lucky number? And card number 4. And last but not least, right here is card number 5. So everybody out there thinking about their crush, all you people out there that are crushing, think about your crush.
You're going to have to pull those down.
About there?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. And which card did you choose? Card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4, or card number 5? Well, if you picked card number 1, this week in your crush is the 5 of coins reversed. And the 5 of coins, when it's right side up, it talks about a period of kind of destitution and feeling on the outside of things, like the outside looking in. But here we have the 5 of coins reversed, which is just the opposite. It says that you are going to be welcomed in a little bit more into your crush's circle, so you are going to get something from him, even if it is a smile and a nod. You're going to get something from your crush this week. Did you pick card number 2? Well, if you pick card number 2, then this week in your crush, you've got the Chariot reversed. Okay, so the Chariot reversed, I'm afraid that this week, life in general is going to kind of push your crush in the opposite direction. So your crush may be pushed away a little bit this week. Did you pick card number 3? Well, if you pick card number 3, then this week in your crush, you've got the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is, it's a funny kind of card because it looks like you're trapped, but you're not really. So this week in your crush says that this is the week that you should at least make eye contact. Okay, this is a week when you should, I'm not saying camp on their front lawn or anything, but if you pick card number 3, this is the week for you to at least say hi to your crush. This is the week for you to somehow reach out because you're holding yourself back. Okay, did you pick card number 4? Well, if you pick card number 4, then this week in your crush, you've got 3 of Cups reversed. An awful lot of reverse cards this week. It's kind of a topsy-turvy kind of energy in the world now that we're coming to the end of June. Whoops. Sorry, folks. Lost my microphone there. Let me see if I can get it back. There we go. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me. So if you pick card number 4, you've got the 3 of Cups reversed. So the 3 of Cups reversed, it does talk about planning. I think that not actually next week, but next week there are some plans, there are some activities coming up. So there are some activities and plans that you should make sure you're a part of. Did you pick card number 5? Well, if you pick card number 5 in your crush, you got the Tower. And I know that that's supposed to be a bad card, and sometimes it is, but the one thing about the Tower, and thank you to my wonderful producer, the one thing about Tower in this kind of situation, because you have a crush, and a crush would imply that there's kind of a wall that you haven't broken through. Well, with the Tower, that's a breakthrough. So look for life to just put the two of you, boom, face to face next week. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And if you missed these, you can either rewind this show after it's done, or we will put this as a separate segment up on my channel, The Queen of Ooga Booga. And everybody make sure that you subscribe, and it helps us a lot if you like, and especially if you tell all your friends about us. So, without further ado, I know you've all been waiting patiently, and we're going to start with our good friend Patricia, and she says, good news, leaving the shelter tomorrow and want to know the forecast on the place I'm moving into. Sorry.
Why don't you increase the font size there, dear?
That might be a good idea. Just do the old Control Plus. All right. Love keystrokes. Okay, so the next place where Patricia's going to move, that's not a shelter. Good stuff. Okay, so give the cards a shake here. Okay, so Patricia's new place. Awesome. Awesome. We're so happy for you. You've waited for this a long time. Starts out with strength. That says that this is a move that makes you stronger, that puts you in a better position. Okay, good. Oh, look at that. Oh, I got to turn all these over. The cards say this is a very good thing. This is a really good thing. Who's ever helping you who's ever helped you to get this apartment and get a place to live, has really helped to build your confidence up. So it looks like you might have a mentor or some sort of a supporter there. That's good. You need a supporter. When I look at your passion, you've got the Four of Swords reversed, and the Four of Swords talks about a time of healing, a time of kind of a time of sleep, of nap, of rest, of trance, truce, whatever, but a time of stillness in your life, and it's reversed. So it says that things are starting to move forward for you, and that you're going to have a return of quite a few of your passions. I'd like to see that. This is going to feel like you're waking up, like you're finally waking up, and you kind of know this. I have a feeling that you already had a feeling about this place and the direction you were headed there. But you have the High Priestess ahead of you, so this is something that makes you a strong and powerful woman. This is a very good thing for you. And it's 90%. It's 90% just the way it changes your attitude. Having a home of your own, it just makes you feel more whole, more complete, and it's does nothing but good for you. And you know what they say, your attitude always determines your altitude. It's improving your attitude, and that's going to improve your altitude. All right, but congratulations, Patricia. We're all so very happy for you.
All right, Brother Chris, take your spats elsewhere. This is not the place. This is not the chat.
Okay, so anyhow, and we will move right on to Sonia. And
Sonia dreamed of a snake.
Did she?
Yes. Let's hope it's not Alice Wilson's snake and she didn't get bit.
Well, now snake is usually a sign of resilience. It's a sign of fertility, and also of what's the word I'm looking for? Resurrection, because the snake will shed its skin. So a snake renews itself whenever it sheds its skin. Okay, so I look forward. I haven't scrolled down yet, so I don't know what you've said about the snake as far as what it was doing in your dream. But when I get to that, Sonia, I will give you an interpretation of that. Dreams are always so interesting. I love dreams. Does anybody here have repetitive dreams? If so, tell us about it. Okay, so hi, Caribbean Batty and Shar. Shar wants to know if you'll get good news from John this week. Okay, so not sure who John is. Okay, but let's look at Shar's John. Will she get good news from him? What's the news coming from John this week? Okay. And I'm just going to do a quickie 3-card spread there for you. Okay, so I'm getting the number 9 here. Whatever the message is, it feels like there's a delay, and the delay is until September. And it doesn't feel like you're looking for a delay, but there is a delay there. Okay. So moving on to the next one.
Moon Princess looking for love in 2022. Well, she's got another 6 months to find it.
Oh my goodness.
Let's hope she's not looking from her couch.
Oh, well, that's not going to help anybody. But we can see what kind of potential is there. Hi, Eva. Hi, Suzanne. Oh, hi, Kelly. And Moon Princess. What do you see for love in the rest of 2022? And it's funny, 2022 is almost half over. You know, we're a few days away from our 5th anniversary.
We are. But actually, do you know it is our anniversary? 2 years ago today was our first show.
Well, that's just amazing. Okay, so Let's see. Love for 2022 for Moon Princess. Okay, so love for 2022 for Moon Princess. And we will do a northeast southwest. Okay. Well, when you get to when you have the north, there's already a coming together of friends and community around you. So you are encouraged to continue hanging out with your friends, go out, have a good time. There looks like there's something going on. You've certainly got somebody's attention. When I see just, and it's the end of the pandemic and probably everybody's getting out more, but this is kind of a reconstitution of your social circle and that, and amongst them is there's somebody coming up romantically. Look at that, the Ten of Cups and the Page of Cups reversed. Okay, so I do see love coming up for you in 2022, and I would say more in October, which makes sense. 4 months, October. So whatever's coming your way romantically reaches a peak. So there's a commitment. There's more of a bonding there in October, but it looks like things that happen in 2022 definitely put you on the direction to happiness. When I look at 2023 and the road ahead and things that are coming in, there is a Page of Cups, but it's a Page of Cups reversed. And I think that this feels like, it does feel like you might lose a child. And I hate to give bad news like that, but that's just what I felt like. That you've got this in 2022 you've got this relationship building around you, and in 2023 there is a bit of loss that the two of you, it's a mutual loss that the two of you deal with together, which in and of itself can be a bonding process. So you're heading in the right spot romantically. All you have to do is get out and be your charming self. Okay.
Next, we have Trudy. Trudy smacked up her car.
Oh, did you?
How much is that going to cost?
Oy, oy,
Trudy
oy.
herself is fine. Just a car.
Well, Trudy, we're so glad you're good, but let's see how your poor car is doing. Ooh, 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 ooh. Be careful. When I'm looking at you, asking about how much it is, and it feels like you should be not taking the first estimate that comes along. There might be insurance involved here or something, because it just feels like they're a little coy about giving you the estimate. Like we can't give you what the actual cost is going to be until we're halfway through. So they're not giving you a cost. So I could see why you're frustrated, Trudy. Don't take it. Stand up to them. You don't have to have a penis to know about cars. And I'm sorry if I offended anybody. Sort of. Anyhow, let's see what else the cards have to say about your poor car. Okay. So Trudy's car. You also have to watch out when it's insurance, because sometimes adjusters and don't get mad at me if you're an insurance adjuster out there, but there are adjusters that will send you to their friends. Okay, so you've got the swords, but swords are reversed. It looks like it's going to take 3 weeks, which is probably longer than you want to hear. And that probably has to do with parts, because it says that there's like the nuts and the bolts and the contractual part of it. But choose your repair shop carefully, because there's someone there that's really down to earth and practical. and doesn't treat you like you're an idiot, and that's who you should be dealing with, regardless of what the insurance company tells you. Okay.
Alrighty then. Our next question comes from Divine Oracle readings.
Okay.
This week, would like to know if we'll be doing Brantford Powwow.
Oh, okay. And Divine Oracle reads was at a multicultural festival in Kitchener, I believe. So it would be pretty exciting to follow through with the Brantford powwow. That's a good one. Okay, so let's see what we got there. Go to the north, the grounding, the reality of the situation. East, what you've been told so far, what your messages are. South, what the passion is there. And west, the way it flows. Okay, so we start with the north, and you've got the Emperor, and that's I see that as being Divine Oracle readings. I see that as being you guys, because you're coming off of the last one, and I do believe you went pretty well, because you're feeling like this is something that you would be good at, and you're ready for another win. Well, we hope you get one. Let's see what everybody told you about the Brantford powwow. Okay, so you have kind of been warned. You've got Temperance reversed. And so I think you've been warned that they're a little bit unbalanced and maybe a little bit biased in how they choose their vendors. So there's that idea of being part of the club. So let's see where the passion is and where it's going. And you see, all you want to do is establish yourself in another flow of business. Everybody wants multiple flows of income. It's necessary, and you wanted to kind of become, focus in on the vendor aspect of it as well. And there's nothing wrong with that. So that's why you're there. And you have all these really high-powered cards. And light a candle, because the magician says do a little magic. So light a candle and get yourself a white candle and inscribe on it what you want, and put an emerald by it, and then burn the candle down completely. So you want to make sure that you start out with a small candle, because you don't want a candle that'll be burning for 20 hours, right? Anyhow, it looks like the answer to that is yes. And you've got all major arcana cards, so you do have kind of the hand of fate there. So trust whatever process is going on in front of you.
All right, well, we're going to do another question, and then we're going to take care of this week in Oracle cards. No, pick a card for the week. What do we call this segment again?
That would be pick 3.
Pick 3, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Well, but next we have the High Priestess. Will my daughter's father and I ever co-parent in a healthy way?
No. Sorry, High Priestess. I'll tell you what. This is what I'm going to do for you. I want the cards to tell you, in no uncertain terms, who and what you're dealing with your daughter's father. That way you don't have unrealistic expectations. We don't want to go trying to make a sow's ear into a silk purse. So, let's see what the most is you can expect from this guy. So, daughter's dad. The daughter's dad. The delinquent ex. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so. You see? You used to be madly in love with him. He's an easy person to love, but boy howdy does he have some baggage, and in the long run he becomes a little controlling. And where this goes, he'll never really change. And unfortunately, it's all about him. And it's all about having control of the situation. So it's not even about parenting. It's just about making sure it's your ex's show. Yeah. But I will give him this. He is it does have some charisma to him because it says he's easy to fall in love with. Which is a bit of a curse.
So that was that. Let's pull out those gypsy cards.
The gypsy cards.
Pick 3, right?
Pick 3 indeed. So these are using the producers. Say, I'm giving you credit. These cards the producer got in Europe. And they're very special and they're multilingual. And they tend to be blunt. So pick 3 it is. So what's the influence this week? Card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. So, which one did you pick? What is influencing your life this week? Card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3? Okay. Did you pick card number 1? Well, if you pick card number 1, then your influence this week is house, casa. And this talks about, house and home. This is a week that you're focused in on house and home and matters of the family, but the family within your own 4 walls. This might be a good week for you to think about doing a little bit of redecorating or invest some money or time into your home. Did you pick card number 2? Well, if you pick card number 2, then the influence in your life this week is Bambino, baby, a new beginning, something tender that you need to tend to. Not necessarily a baby, although if that's what you're wanting, this might be a good week to focus in on having a baby, because this is a week to focus in on new beginnings and be willing to put the work into it, because just like with a baby, the end result is usually well worth it. Did you pick card number 3? Well, if you pick card number 3, then your influence for this week is widow. And the widow is usually somebody, the widow is somebody who's older and wiser and shaped by experience. And this is going to be your week to be the widow. This is your week to bring your wisdom to the table. This is your week to apply the lessons that you've learned from past failures and past losses. So bring your experience to the forefront this week. And to all those of you who have participated in this week's Pick 3, thank you so much. Okay, so
next we have Suzanne, who's working on a project. Is it going to get done in time?
Okay. I've never met a deadline that I wasn't willing to challenge.
And how many of those did you beat?
More than I deserve to. Okay, so Suzanne has a project at work that she's working on, and a difficult one. Oh, those are the best kind, really. The things that you really have to work hard at are always the ones where you appreciate the end product. Okay, so Suzanne's project, and let's just do a northeast southwest. This feels like something that leads to something else. Okay, so it starts out at a good place. Even reverse, the 9 of Cups is about satisfaction. The 9 of Cups is about getting what you want. When it's reversed like that, it is kind of warning that you may have been bitten off more than you could chew. It wouldn't surprise me at all if I saw maybe the Two of Wands or perhaps Two of Swords, one of the twos, either in the east or the south, because it really feels like you need to find somebody to help you out a little bit, because you're right, you are pushing the deadline. But whoever gave you this project has full faith in you. And the cards seem to think he made a good call. Okay, so you've got you've got death reversed as far as passion, and with death reversed, it warns about being unflexible, and kind of too focused in on one path. When you're focused in on one way and one way only, sometimes you miss out on the options. So I do believe, and the cards believe, that this is something that you can accomplish, but you really do need to kind of get some advice or a helping hand, somebody to push you along a bit. Definitely, because even it going forward, you're advised against the sin of crime of pride, here in the Five of Swords, because it says if you just lay back and think about it, try and do it all on your own, you are going to fall down. So you definitely need to get some help. Okay, yeah, put your pride aside and get some help with this project so you can succeed at it. And I think that might actually be the point of this whole exercise. Okay, so Kelly wants to know, hi Kelly, it's so nice to see you. And she wants to know, what does my dad say about his will now? Okay, so that looks like it's... Actually, I am going to pull out the runes for
Good
this.
choice.
Yes, because that's a pretty important one.
It certainly is.
Mm-hmm.
Although it really is just two words, isn't it? Sad and shameful.
Okay, so wow, because you've got when I look at you've got the future and the past. And between and with the future, you've got answers, which is the ancestral God. So one thing he says is that has her father passed?
I'm assuming, since it's his
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, I think so, because it shows the ancestral God right next to the future. So he's going to show up somehow. Somehow he might have put some sort of a caveat in his will or something like that. But it says that this almost says he is going to reach from beyond the grave to make sure that things are done the way he intended them to. Yeah. Yeah, he's made sure that he's put the right clauses there. That will was written carefully and with intention. But here at the base of it, and usually I'll start, everybody who knows me knows I'll start at the base and then move on. But I started at the end result more or less, because it showed me two of the fate runes right there. So it's saying that it's almost going to feel like he reaches from beyond the grave to make sure that things happen the way they should. His intentions are loving toward his family, and he wants to make sure he's tried to do this in such a way that it's kind of a win-win for everybody. And again, there's that idea of reaching down from heaven. So he's tried to bless as much of his family as he could in his will. But what he said there was intentional, and he's somehow put something there to make sure. Okay, so we shall move on. Hi, Miriam. And what do I see for you in the summer? Okay.
Lotion and beverages.
Lotion and beverages.
Mmm.
The beach.
Igloo, igloo, igloo.
Okay, so Miriam, I'm going to pull out the tarot for kids just because it's summer. It should be lighthearted and fun. Should be about suntan lotion and ice cream and
Burning
cold
your
drinks.
feet on the sand on the beach.
Yep.
And of course, in Canada, you got to do the goose step, which is a completely different goose step than for World War II. Here, the goose step is just you got to try to step around the goose droppings. But you might step into another one as you go around them. There is quite a few of them around the lake.
Okay, so Miriam, 3 cards for Miriam's summer. And the tarot for kids starts out with the 5 of Cups. So, I don't think that June's been the absolute best month for you, because it's kind of like you're coming through the first month of summer thinking, that makes me doubt that the other 2 months are going to be so good. Those 2 cups are standing up. So I think you're headed to a better time than you just got through. Sorry, June wasn't so good. The 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands is dead center. And the 10 of Wands shows a guy that's overburdened. And that has to do with you. I want to see where they're going with that. Yeah, that makes sense. It's nice to feel responsible, but you don't have to be the only adult in the world. And the 10 of Wands just kind of has this feeling of all work and no play. So you may feel like you need to do the extra hours, you need to be willing to work, go to work early, work late, whatever, but it feels like right now you're burdening yourself down. And it's saying don't do that. Make a point of taking the time over the next 2 months to spend time with your friends, even if it means leaving some work on the desk. You carry too much responsibility as it is, and this is a good time for you to kind of delegate. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. But this should be a good summer, but that's still up to you, Marianne. Okay, so who's next?
Next, we have Lovebug, who's looking to improve their financial situation.
Okay.
Apparently, it sounds like I'm having one too many beverages here.
Okay, so I'm just trying to. Okay. I love Bug. Okay. So, financial situation for Love Bug. And so, Love Bug and finance. And I'm just using this particular deck because it happened to be in my hand. Okay, so it starts out with 10 of Wands. So it feels like you've gotten yourself to a certain point of betterment financial. It shows that you've already done some of the work to get on top of some of the financial issues in your life, because it feels like you're better off than you were. And then right now you've got the Hierophant, but the Hierophant upside down. And the Hierophant, it says the rules, and that actually feels like it's about right, because, there's this idea of doing things by the book, and there's a tried and true method and the old conservative method. And this right here says, keep in mind that the world is changing awfully fast, and not all of the old rules and ways of doing things apply. So it is a good time for you to do your own research and form your own opinion, and know that the good old-fashioned ways just don't cut it anymore. So what are we going forward to? Okay, so you have Judgment, and it is Judgment reversed. Okay, and judgment at all does talk about an ability to get what you want if you wait long enough. All right, but it goes right with the Hierophant. So this might not be the best time for you to be conservative. This might be a time for you to take a little bit more of a chance. Okay, so who's next? I'm going to change cards here. I love these cards. I really do. They're just big. So I'm going to go back to, you know something? Let's pull out the Lenormand. I haven't shown you the Lenormand in a long time.
That is true.
Yeah. I always like dealing with the Lenormand. So let's see who's next.
I'm looking. Wave
Okay.
Killer wants to know about the month of July.
Okay. Wave Killer wants to know about the month of July, and just give me a chance here. And then oh, thank you, Marcy. And Wave Killer, I'm going to get to you, promise. Eva says, yes, I have recurring dreams. Of late, I don't remember too much about the dream itself, but I do remember, or rather recognize, places, people, and other things that take place in the dream. Okay, so yeah, I've had recurrent. I used to have recurrent dreams of climbing mountains, and but now it's either going down channels or going on really hilly roads, like roller coasters for cars. All right, so what's coming up for the month of July? Wave Killer wants to know that. The star came up, so July is a good month for you to shine, and it feels socially. You know, this is a good week for you, a good month for you to be a social butterfly. Okay. Oh, good, because you are looking for love. Okay, so Wave Killer in July. And with the Lenormand, we do 5. And 1 becomes 2. And the 2 become anchored. Uh-huh. Okay, so, yeah. So you want to know about love in the month of July. Well, this is a good month for you to be flirtatious, because it looks like you do go from being the prime lady, so you're at the apple of somebody's eyes, but it looks like when you go to that two of hearts, and you've got the lion roaring, it looks like as you come closer to August, love is blooming, which is very nice. And I like that anchor because it tells me that there's some stability here. But whoever you bring into your life, it feels like he's got his own issues. He may be coming into your life off of a bad breakup or something. But anyhow, the romantic seeds that you plant here in the summer turn into a ring later on in the year. Okay, so that's what's coming up for you, Wave Killer. Looks good to me. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Eva, 5 years doesn't seem that long. Eva was at my wedding.
Jaden 1413, at the beginning of the show, we do a segment called Pick a Card for My Crush. Please rewind this video when we're done going live and watch that segment, and that will answer your question regarding what are Kaylin's true feelings towards me.
Okay. Starfall. And the same for Jane, yeah. Oh, you just talked to her. Okay, Starfall wants to know, what kind of career would fit me? Okay, a size 10. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so Starfall in a career. And I am using the Maybe Lenormand. It's, I really like this deck. It's unique. A lot of 3s there. And 3s become 6. 6 becomes 9. Okay, so career wise, it looks like what kind of career would fit me? The kind of career that would fit you is the kind of career, you have a way, you have a certain charm about you. The kind of career that would suit you is the kind of career, probably, even if there's this idea of wine being around there and dealing with petty annoyances, but it seems to be very good for you. So that element of customer service and being around people who are having a good time seems to work well for you. So that whether that's working in a casino or working in a hotel or maybe owning your own hotel, that works out for you very well. You're very good at dealing with people as far as soothing their complaints or their tempers. Okay, it says that as you go into 2023, wherever life carries you, you are going to find some place where you're putting down deep roots. So you are headed toward being well rooted in a career and having a good boss. Okay, so good on you. Thank you for tuning in.
All right. As soon as I get my mouse working again, I can scroll up on the chat here. Chrissy's looking for love. The sun poems. How is my crush feeling towards me? Watch the video at the beginning of the show and we'll tell you.
Yes. And Chrissy wants to know what's coming for you in love. Single Libra. Well, that's not what my crush thinks me is what's coming up in love for the single Libra.
No, that is quite true.
So, Chrissy, single Libra. I'm married to a Libra. I recommend Libras. I think they're good people. Okay, so interesting. Look at all these fours around her. Okay, so you already have somebody who's interested in you. And so it looks like, and it's within a 4, so that would be within 4 weeks. Within 4 weeks, you actually make contact here. So you got something happening. So, yeah, keep being your charming self. Make eye contact and smile, and it does give me a 4, and I'm just saying 4 weeks because it just feels right. But it does feel like there's somebody who already sort of spotted you, and it's time for you to start making eye contact and smiling so you look approachable, because there is somebody who wants to approach you, and he seems to be a good-hearted person, and there does seem to be some good chemistry there. So there you go. Okay, so it's Gemini's.
Courtney wants to know whether Marilyn Monroe was one of her past lives.
Huh. That's an interesting question. You know what? Since I have my crystals here, I will reach in and just see. I know you want to know about past lives. You asked me if Marilyn Monroe is one of your past lives. And I don't know about that. But let's just look at, past lives for you. Let's look what's going on for you spiritually that maybe you don't know already. Okay, so what do we got here? Okay, so I pulled out a road knight, and the road knight itself, it's in a matrix, but road knight itself is a really pretty red stone, which represents the heart. So it does say that you've gotten some, like, your heart comes from past life experiences. So you have had past life experiences and had been the object of desire, like Marilyn Monroe has. So I could see why you would think that. But Marilyn Monroe in particular, I'm not sure about that. An object of men's love, definitely.
Marcy, if you're still kicking around, could you please inform our chat people regarding crushes? We are no longer doing individual, how does my crush feel about me, or what does my crush think about me? There is now a segment at the beginning of the show on Sunday nights that's a pick 5 segments. You pick one of those 5 cards, and that's your answer for your crush for that week. If you don't like that, tune in somewhere else.
And if you've missed the front of the show, you can watch it afterwards, or we do put that up as a separate segment. So just join the show and join the channel, and you'll see it come up on the channel later on today or tomorrow.
Sorry, folks, I'm just getting tired of the same questions.
Okay, okay, Courtney. Courtney, could I please receive a reading? I got one for you last year. Okay.
You just did Courtney's. That was the Marilyn Monroe question.
Oh, okay. So, yes.
There are no more questions.
All right.
Get what? That means we're down to our last segment, isn't it?
Yes, it does.
And I forget what that segment's called.
Okay, so in this segment, we look at the material. Finances. And I've brought a very special deck of cards.
Another one she stole from me.
Okay, so these cards used to belong to the late, great Bruce Meyer. And true, they did end up in his hand, which meant they ended up in mine. Yeah. But they very much have his personality, and businessmen would often come to Bruce.
Yeah, it's like that joke. My wife wanted a dog. I didn't, so we compromised and got a dog.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, well, we did our radio shows together, and
you and Bruce, yeah.
Yeah. He was a guest on my show.
Of course.
And the very first time he was on my show, we have a 7-second dump button.
Uh-huh.
And what that means is if somebody says fuck or something like that, of course, AM 96 didn't want that on their air. So if you said a naughty word or something, they just press the red button and you'd end up going live, because usually it was broadcast with a 7-second delay. So that's how you wiped out 7 seconds, so dirty words didn't make it on air. Well, as soon as Bruce got on the air, somebody asked a question. I don't remember the question, but I remember the answer, entitled something about farting, walking, and chewing gum at the same time. And as soon as he said that, Early's finger went right out to that dump button. And every time Bruce was on my show after that, Early just kept his finger right on that dump button.
It's not that Bruce was vulgar or cursing or anything like that. He was just a Mennonite who said what was on his mind.
Okay, so Courtney says, the comparison to Marilyn Monroe, that they both had a Siamese cat, mental issues, 3 lovers in her life, same as you, and you don't have my permission to die at 36. That's way too young. You gotta hang around. But object of affection, yeah. Okay, so anyhow, let's go on.
I'm sorry to hear about your tablet, Marcy. Jackie Keene wants to know about past lives.
Okay.
But she didn't ask a question. She's just interested. Maybe we should do a Sunday night of just past life readings.
I've never done past life reading. Well,
you know what? I tell you what. I'll do it. I'll put on a costume, pretend I'm Baron Munchausen, and we'll go from there.
Oh, okay. So, back to this week's finances, the pick 5. So, using Bruce's deck. Oh, wait a second. Let's pick 5. What am I doing? You distracted me.
Oh
All
no.
right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alrighty. So, which one did you pick? Card number 1, card number 2, and this is for this week in finances. Card number 3 for this week in finances. Card number 4 or card number 5. Everybody pick their card? Okay, so card number 1. Did you pick card number 1? Okay, so what you got was a 5 of swords. So there's going to be conflict. And there's going to be a little bit of emotionality involved in career and finance kind of issues. And remember to work real hard at keeping a cool head, because a cool head will win the day. If you allow yourself to get angry, or if you allow your ego to talk for you, you've lost. Okay, so this is a week for you to be cool, calm, and collected. Okay, so did you pick card number 2? Well, if you pick card number 2, then this week in finances, you've got the 4 of clubs. And the 4 of clubs tells us that you're going to find some stability this week. So you're going to find maybe a better savings account or a better investment, or you might find a way to earn more money, something along those lines. But this is a week where you solidify your financial future just a little bit better. Okay, so did you pick card number 3? Well, if you pick card number 3, then this week in finances for you is the Queen of Cups. And let's just suffice it to say that this is going to be a good week for you in finances. I'm being reminded that does not mean mortgage a house and spend it on lottery tickets, but know that this is a week that'll make you happy. Did you pick card number 4? Well, if you pick card number 4, then this week in finances for you is the Ace of Spades. And the Ace of Spades is, spades are grounding, but the Ace of Spades, the aces show a new beginning. And this week is basically a way to start anew. I think that the card is saying that you're coming out of maybe a period of financial uncertainty or dissatisfaction or obstacles, but some of the more difficult financial situations leave you this week, and you have a new beginning in front of you. Did you pick card number 5? Well, this week in finances for you is the 10 of clubs. And the 10 of clubs is completion. And it feels like this is the end of a cycle. This is a week for you to sort out what you actually want to take responsibility for and what you don't. Because 10 of clubs also talks about carrying a few too many responsibilities, and this is a week where you can kind of let go of some of the financial responsibilities that you've been carrying in your past. So this is a week to unburden yourself. Okay, so thank you everybody for taking part in that. I love the big pick-ups. Oh yeah, I
Rainbow
know.
got a question before 10 o'clock. Will I find a solid connection this year?
Rainbow, yes, I would love to answer that question. And anybody else who has a question for me, just send me an email to thequeenofoogaboga@gmail.com, and we'll read your question first at the beginning of the show next week. Or if you'd like to see me in person, come to the spa here in Stratford, Ontario. Call 519-272-1293 to make your appointment at the spa near the tracks. Okay, so Rainbow, will I find a solid connection this year? Okay. So these two cards fell out, And I am going to put a few more cards down, but this right here says, yeah, it's reminding you that you're still getting over some painful issues here. But there is something new and fresh coming your way. You know, and it might be somebody who's a little, maybe a little younger than you usually date, or somebody who's a little less experienced, because there's this feeling of youth around youth and creativity and just that enthusiasm and that hope for the future. So it's just night and day between these two cards. Okay, thank you, Suzanne, and good night, Sonia. And one last card for Rainbow. Yes. And you said this year, and it's giving me a 5. So that puts us in the fall. So maybe October, November, somewhere around there. Anyhow, thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been wonderful to see you all. Remember to like, share, subscribe.
Hey, before we go, why don't you let them know where they can get a reading?
They can get a reading at Spa Near the Tracks, 519-272-1293. Or if you're not in Stratford and you'd still like an online reading with me, send me an email at thequeenofoogaboga@gmail.com and we'll set something up for you.
Any last words?
Have a great week, everybody.
Have a great week. Enjoy your Canada Day. Enjoy your 4th of July. And stay hydrated and sunburn free. Good night.
Good night, everybody.